If you're a B2B SaaS founder and you're stuck at anywhere from 10 to 20k MRR, there's a good chance that your MRR is a big problem that plays a role into that. I'm not saying it's like the main problem, but your homepage definitely plays such a huge role on why you're stuck or you're not. Essentially, what's happening is that people are landing on your site, but they're not signing up, they're not activating, they're not converting, and you have no idea why, because to you the value seems obvious. And what I mean by that is that since you build everything from the ground up, your product, you see things from like a founder's technical guy's perspective. But the reason why you're stuck here is because you lack the perspective to see things from your user, which is why I'm here. Because I have audited over 8 software products in the last 7 days. 80% of founders lose potential customers in the first 30 to 60 seconds of their homepage because their homepage doesn't really communicate value fast enough. And it's not necessary because like the product is bad or anything. Because chances are, hey, like remember, the fact that you are already at 10k 20k MR and you're stuck doesn't necessarily prove that your product is shit, because if it's shit then you should be at 0 or 1k MR. So the fact that there's like only some level of people convert, which accumulate to your MRR, but a huge chunk of the people who visit your site still do not convert and activate, all really comes down to that your homepage didn't really communicate value fast enough. So what's gonna happen in this video is that I took eight other software home pages, and I'm gonna show you exactly what is working, what is broken, and the one pattern that every high converting homepage follows, so that you can apply it to your product and make more fucking MRR, right? So by the end of this video, you learn exactly why a homepage isn't converting and what to fix today to turn more visitors into signups, of course. So let's break it down. Now, before I carry on to get into the whole technical bullshit, right? Not to say bullshit, right? But shit, like actual real good shit here. Okay, before I get into that, I'm gonna show you like another really good shit here. Why am I qualified to talk about this, to make this video, and why you should listen to me is because this is like a SaaS client of mine, Bouncy.ai, who, funnily enough, I basically talked to the founder yesterday actually. We hop on a call. Here's the catch. Yesterday, the founder told me that they went from 90 kmr to 33k in yeah 30 fuck it, that's supposed to be a K. 33,000 USD in MRR within 2 months, because this video was like published 2 months ago. So they basically 1.7x their MRR within 2 months of me working with them, me creating this video, by following my framework, by following my analysis. And yeah, I'm stoked about this. They will continue to keep on making more money because this is exponential. You will only keep on growing. This is supposed to be a graph, an exponential graph. And stay tuned. Maybe there's gonna be a like a case study video with the client, me with the client. So let's go. Let's fucking go. I'm excited for that. So yeah, this is like a case study on why you should listen to me. Feel free to watch this video if you want. It's on my YouTube channel. And yeah, so that's really enough case study, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. Now let's move on to the framework that I'm going to be talking about in this video. What I'm looking for in every homepage is these four things. I'm going to be asking, like in every homepage, I'm going to be asking myself, can I understand the core value in 60 seconds or less? If it's more than 60 seconds, that's way too long, and I'll tell you why. I believe that for every homepage, doesn't matter what B2B product you're running, you can always show the aha moment in the first 60 seconds when a visitor visit your landing page. And I want you to understand one thing. The first aha moment always happen in the landing page. There are some founders, myself included, I call myself out. I used to believe, alongside with other founders, make this mistake to think that the first aha moment is when a user were to sign up, and when they first get into the UI, that's when they actually get into the first value moment, which is wrong. The first value moment is in the landing page. And your homepage, whatever your hero section says, whatever you show in your feature list, your pricing tier list, is the make or break point whether a user were to excitedly try a product, or they just don't give a fuck and then just fuck off and never visit your site again. So your landing page is literally the make or break point. Picture it as like the first impression on first date. So that's the first thing. The second one is your homepage clear? Is it clear who this product is for? Is there a specific audience or just is it generic for everyone? There's no niche maybe. And the third question to ask is, does it actually show me as the reader, as a visitor, what problems does your product actually solve? And what exactly what we want to look for when it comes to problem to solve are concrete outcomes, not vague benefits and all that. Concrete outcomes. And then lastly, the last question I'm gonna be asking is there a obvious CTA and is the CTA action oriented? For you to run a B2B SaaS product who's already at even at 5K MRR plus, for you to have a CTA like learn more, like kind of like beating around the bush, which is not an actual step, you really gotta wake the fuck up, alright? That there's no way your CTA should be like a non-action one. It has to be action based, like start now, start your free trial now, sign up right now, like stuff like that. So this is the thing that I mentioned earlier, and that is the homepage is the most important thing for a user to sign up and to convert them into a paying user because the homepage is the first aha moment of your product, whether a user get excited or they just don't give a fuck. Alright, cool. So now what's gonna happen next is I'm gonna go through a teardown on four examples of strong home pages and four examples of generic weak home pages. So first and foremost, we're gonna get through the examples of strong home pages. This one is a product called ChatNote, which is an AI agent for customer service. Now, the thing on why I picked this to be a strong homepage is because, firstly, let's, first of all, when we get to any landing page, you're gonna look at a hero section. AI agents for customer service that feel human. The thing that really caught my attention is this line that says that feel human. Because number one, it's you're being specific, and number two, you're kind of differentiating yourself from different AI agents for customer service. Because like some generic customer service, they would just say like the fastest customer service who uses AI agents or whatever. So for them to end by saying that feel human, that really stood them apart. The headline is like so-called like the outcome. And then the sub headline is more of the feature, more of the technical bits to actually tell you what the product actually does. Headline is the outcome to make you understand what the product actually does, and then the headline is more of like the specific stuff to tell them like how does it actually work. This is literally like the bare minimum framework that everyone should know. Even e-com guys know this and all that. There we go. So now put that aside, everything else is quite self-explanatory. It's good that, they have this three guarantees between the sub headline and the CTA. And again, the thing about what I mentioned when it comes to having an actionable CTA is this a button with the description like start your free trial now. You start off instead of like fucking learn more. Like, come on, like don't ever fucking do that, right? And then to kind of like analyze the hit bar, this is how this is how it should be. Like very, very fucking clean. And I want you to understand one thing. I still see this mistake happening with even founders who are at more than 20K MRR is you don't have the pricing, like the pricing page in the head bar. And I'm gonna tell you with like the fact that you have no pricing box or whatever, no pricing page in the head bar, you will miss out on conversion. Because I want you to understand from a user's perspective. We're literally putting it aside from how you see things from a technical guy's perspective. No, I'm gonna give you the direction and a perspective of how a regular user, a non-technical user, were to think. After people were to read the hero section, like basically this whole entire page, the headline, sub-headline, whatever, the second place people will always look for is the pricing page. So moving on to the next homepage is bouncy.ai. Now, I do want to clarify one thing. This is basically an improvement they made from the old landing page. Because if you to see from this video that I made, right, the breakdown video that I made like 2 months ago, I basically give them some critics that like the homepage can do more improvement, because back then they had this like sort of like a gray gradient that is moving, some animation gradient that is the same font as this I mean no, that is the same color as this font. And the issue with that is the gradient and the font will kind of blend in together, so that it's actually hard for user to read the first word of the landing page, which is arguably the most important thing. So you see here, this is an improvement that they made. Looks way more cleaner compared to the old ones. I think that I also talk about the homepage, the this headline that they made. It's way more specific now. Bouncy, in case if you're wondering, is a deep linking software tool. And so for them to like, be more specific, like say, fixed passport autofill with bouncy. And this changes, by the way. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, like increase conversions with bouncy, recover lost traffic with bouncy, and all that. So below the hero section, they used to have like another video, like a short YouTube video of like how they actually work, like a quick, like a quick product demo, 30 seconds product video demo of like how the video works. And I basically told the founder that if you already have this like this short like a Instagram style demo video, then there's no point you having another video here that will only just overwhelm the user, distract them. So either choose one. Either you remove this video or remove the video from the bottom. They decide to remove the video below the hero section, and I just keep this video, which I think is a great move. You see how in chat note you have this sort of like a guarantee below the description, the sub headline. And you see for bouncy case they have like a social proof. So when it comes to like social proof or guarantees in your hero section, there are two ways on how you go about it. It's either you go with the social proof approach to say that, hey, trusted by 1,000 users, 2,000 users using this product, or you go with the like the guarantee route. If you're starting out, then of course, like you don't have that many users coming in into your product, then you can always go with the guarantee route. But I would say even if you're already seasoned, even if you only have like 100 users, 50 users, 200 users, like it's always good for you to have like social proof in the product. And lastly is again just like the same thing you see here. For info app, having a pricing page in your head bar, always social proof, the headline. Now you would notice that they don't really have a sub headline, but this one is really more for like, I mean, of course there's nuances and all. Maybe for them, because since this is like more of like a design sort of like tool, people would actually want to see like more like design related stuff, like more visual type of stuff, and maybe they actually understand what that is what the ICP want, which is why you see like the CTA button is like way bigger. Like this button is like way bigger than this font. But I would say if you really want to solidify your hero section, always have a sub headline. Maybe for them could be because that the headline is really kind of like telling a lot. Visual platform for planning UX and pitching web design. But again, at the same time, I would always say that you can always have a sub headline, just a short one, a small one, to just like tell what feature your product actually is. So now let's actually move on to the tear down example of generic and weak homepages. You see, this is a memo, which is, I mean, even at this point, I still don't know what they are. Your AI knowledge workspace. Let's be real, like, what the fuck does that even mean? Sure, you could say that the long description of the headline like explains fully what the product does. Let's be real, like this white text, white font are gonna be the first thing that people are reading. And like there's no guarantee or social proof being shown here or below here and all that. The CTA is only shown at the head bar. You would also notice that in the example of this strong home pages, always have two CTA buttons, like one in the hero section and one in the head bar. When people scroll, they can always click this, but always have two. That's like the best standard in the software industry here, and that's what they're missing here. So I would say that a more specific headline could be turn PDFs and videos into AI powered flashcards and tests, which is, if you to read the the subheadline again, that is what they are. And now next one is searchable, which is a tool that visibility and analytics from AI search and the actions to drive growth. Still don't really understand what exactly they do. Like this one, you kind of get like a gauge of like what they are, but really it's kind of like it's not telling, So again, this is just like some modification that like some of my ideas that like I preach. Or more specifically, like could be an AI search analytics for growth teams at SaaS and e-commerce brands that drive traffic, because I feel like that is their main ICP when kind of like going through their homepage. Which is, if it wasn't for my, like my modification of the headline, you probably wouldn't know that this is a AI search analytics for growth teams. So slowly here, you would start to see the patterns of, weak homepages. The next one is Copycat Cafe. I don't know, maybe they're trying to be cute, they're trying to be creative, but this is a software for people to learn French without having to go on Duolingo or something like that. But what the fuck is this headline? Let's be real. Babies don't conjugate, they repeat. First of all, why are you talking about babies when this is like a French learning software tool? And second of all, this whole entire thing, it doesn't really make sense. Babies don't conjugate, they repeat. What? And thirdly, why are you using big words? Notice how, okay, like I'm not, okay, like I may be retarded or illiterate or whatever, but I don't know what conjugate means. I don't even know how to pronounce that word. And notice how, since like this is like it's either yeah, like for people to learn French or vice versa, native English speakers, like, do you think people have like a huge vocabulary to understand what conjugate means? To like, I'm fluent in English and I don't know what this word means.
Conjugate.
Well, it's basically a verb to give the different forms of a verb in a affected language. I'm not like, I can't be the only one to think that there has to be way more of like a simpler way to just say it than to rather say conjugate. All right. So a more fitted headline could be stop studying French and just start speaking it. Let's be real, that makes way more sense than to talk about babies and to say that babies repeat. What the fuck? Like no one really cares about that. Like, let's be real, a new user were to read it and they were to think that sure, this is an interesting concept and all, but they don't really feel that this is for me. You get what I mean? But when you say like stop studying French and start speaking, that resonates way more people who would want to learn French and would even encourage them to to take action to signing up. And so lastly is this tool called Agent.ai. Like, I would say this one has to be the weakest one, because I mean, yeah, I would say first of all, the most generic headline, like to say build better products to 10x faster. It says nothing about who it's for or what specific pain point it's actually solving. And second of all, a user who were to land on this page were to think that this literally sounds like every other AI tool when you say 10x faster and all that. To even talk about some design aspect to it. This whole thing about like this font, this like gradient font, even the button, even the background here, it really looks like those websites that are vibe coded with AI, like those AI website builders. Am I the only one who thinks that? I can't be the only one who thinks that. Literally just because of this font. A better specific headline can be the AI that does your product manager's job 10x faster. Doesn't that sounds way more sweeter than to say to build better products 10x faster? More specific, and I'm also adding the metric that they have in the original homepage. So now that I've covered 4 strong homepages and 4 weak homepages, how do you use this framework to fix your own landing page? You already see the examples and case study from other people. Now, this is the step by step on how you can actually apply this to your own SaaS. Number one is to rewrite your headline. The formula is simple. Have a specific audience to use your product name and then to give a concrete outcome. An example here is AI agents for customer service that feel human, not like AI powered customer support platform, which is way too generic, you see. And then yeah, that's just the formula that I slotted there. And then step two is to convert your features to outcomes for your sub headlines. For example, I have three examples here. A feature could be 24-hour AI support, and then the outcome could be get answers under 2 minutes anytime using the 24/7 AI support. The another example of a feature is automated workflows. But then the outcome of that automated workflow could be to cut annual work from 2 hours to 5 minutes using the automated workflows. And then lastly is advanced analytics. But then the outcome of the analytics is to know exactly which feature drives retention. At step three is to add proof above the fold. It's just like I said earlier just now, there's two ways on how you go about this. It's either you go on the route by having social proofs like number of users or revenue proof, or you go with the guarantee route. Because the main point here is to just add proof in your hero section to just build trust. And I guess the alternative to not having that high volume of users is to leverage testimonials from one user. For example, that could be like one sentence from a user describing an outcome that they got. Because that literally still does the same thing of adding proof above the fold. This is the one thing that matters most. Here's what most founders miss. Your homepage isn't for you. It is not for you, it is for confused strangers that just reach the homepage for the first time. You know your product inside out, they don't. So when you think that that AI powered differentiating is different, maybe your confused users actually heard it like 100 times before. So really say things from like a confused person who just landed your page at the first time. Now this is the real test. I want you like more of like an actionable step that you can take is that really consider if a confused user can understand your value in 10 minutes, 30 seconds, or I would say max 60 seconds, they will leave. And it doesn't really matter how good your product is if your homepage doesn't communicate value fast enough. This is why having a strong homepage, especially your hero section, is so bloody important because clarity beats creativeness and your outcome beats your feature. Keep it simple, stupid. So, ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. The difference between homepages that convert and the ones that don't comes down to one thing, and that is clarity. Specificity will always beat generalism. Fucking hell, that's a tongue twister. Specificity, shit. So, yeah, this is just the end of the video. If you want me to audit your homepage, and your whole UI and UX of your product and show you exactly what's killing your conversion, what's killing your retention, why are you stuck at 10 or 20K MRR, and how to scale your MRR higher, then under the description of this video, there's a link that you can hop on a call with me and we can talk one-on-one so that I'll walk through your page and your UI with you to find the leaks and to find a clear plan on how we can fix them so that you can make more money. So if you're really serious about, your SaaS growth, you care about the health of your business and you really want to grow, cut out all the bullshit. And if you find this video incredibly valuable, then check out the link under the description of this video. Oh, and yeah, do also check the case study video that I created for my client Bouncy.ai if you actually want to see how working with me actually looks like. If let's say you're not really sure, haven't really built trust yet, maybe this is your first time watching me, then that video hopefully brings you more clarity and trust. So eventually we can partner together and make more MRR together. So also check out the video.